Welcome back, folks, to Grandpa's Hymn, the podcast where we take a long, hard look at the world around us, often irreverently, and then shake our heads in bewildered amusement. Now, in my life, I have never done things the traditional way. I have always done them my way. One of the detours I took in life was that I did not graduate from college until 2020, the same year and from the same school that my oldest son graduated from. Because of COVID, the commencement was done virtually. Again, I did it my way. To be honest, I was at the point of my life when a degree would not have any impact on my career path or income potential. I did it because I have grandchildren who have started college or will start attending college in the very near future. I wanted my grandchildren to see that it was never too late to accomplish a goal. This leads us to today's podcast, and boy, do I have a doozy for you today. We're diving deep, and I mean deep, in the wild world of college courses. You think you've seen it all? Hold on to your hats, folks, because these courses are, well, let's just say that there's something else, and they're very special. Oh, and be sure to stick around until the end, because the kids uncover. Before I review and reveal the list, I've invited some special guests to sit in with us to listen to the podcast. Take notes, because we're going to interview them afterwards. These are some of my grandchildren.
Hi, I'm Trenton. I'm 17 and I'm a senior in high school.
Hi, I'm Rosalind. I'm 15 and I'm a freshman in high school.
Hi, I'm Lily and I'm 14 in 8th grade.
Hi, I'm Penny. I'm 13 and I'm in 7th grade.
Let's get started. From Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., and a slew of community colleges, we start off with the philosophy of Star Trek. This course explores the deep philosophical and ethical questions posed by Star Trek. I'm picturing a classroom debating the Prime Directive and arguing if a tribble is a metaphor for consumerism. They probably have exams on how to properly use a phaser. I'd fail that one, but not by much. Next, from Montclair, New Jersey, and extending into the neighboring towns of Clifton and Little Falls, and probably your home couch, we have How to Watch Television. They analyze television as a cultural medium, its influence, and narrative structures. I spent years perfecting my couch potato technique, and these kids get college credit? Unbelievable. They probably have a section on the correct way to hold a remote. All right, that was a weird one. And it's only the beginning. Number 3 on our list comes from Columbia, South Carolina, and other sites within the state, Lady Gaga and the Sociology of Fame. This course uses Lady Gaga's career to explore themes of fame, identity, and social construction, using meat dresses as a lecture. I'm starting to think that my generation had it right with our boring textbooks. I wonder if they grade on how well you can sing Poker Face. Let's put that one in the round file under degrees nobody asked for, but somehow exists. Direct from the Ivy League, Cornell University offers a course on tree climbing. This course teaches safe and effective tree climbing techniques. Back in my day, we climbed trees for fun, not for a grade. I guess they needed a diploma to get out of the lower branches these days. I bet they have to wear safety harnesses and helmets, and my guess is that more than one of them has fallen out of the stupid tree and hit every branch on the way down. At number 5, we have what I thought would be the undisputed number 1, and I'm sure you did too, underwater basket weaving. The course is taught everywhere, and no one claims ownership or origination. This one is a classic. They are teaching how to weave baskets underwater. I'm picturing fish giving critiques on the craftsmanship. I wonder if the final exam involves weaving a basket while holding your breath. Just FYI, most of these offerings are not for credit. Next on our list is the one that will have you scratching your head, called The Art of Walking, offered at Center College in Danville, Kentucky. This course examines walking as a physical, philosophical, and cultural activity. They're studying walking. I've been doing that for free for my whole life. Where's my degree? I bet they have field trips to the park. Number 7 on our list comes from the city of Austin in the Republic of Texas. Invented languages, Klingon and beyond. They delve into the creation and study of constructed languages, focusing on Klingon. They're teaching Klingon. I can't even get my grandkids to learn English. Oh, zippity toilet or something. I don't know. This next course makes me wonder about the residents of Muncie, Indiana, where Ball State offers Getting Dressed. Yes, it's a course called Getting Dressed. This course explores the social, cultural, and psychological aspects of clothing. They're teaching people how to get dressed? I thought that was something you learned before kindergarten. I wonder if pajamas are allowed if they have a pajama day. I don't know. I don't know about you, but if I was footing the tuition bill for this nonsense, I would be a little bit upset and seriously questioning my life choices. This next one seems to be a natural. It's offered by University of California, San Diego, where they offer the history of surfing. This course explores the cultural, social, and environmental history of surfing. They're studying how to hang 10? I guess that is better than studying how to hang on to a job. I wonder if they have pop quizzes in the water. I guess the field trips would be fun. And again, let's stay in California, where number 10 is a natural. State Northridge is conducting a course on cyber porn and society. This course examines the social, psychological, and legal implications of online pornography. Well, I never thought that would be a college course. I guess that is one way to get an A+. I hope they have a super strong firewall in the classroom. Now we have maple syrup, the history and practice coming to us from Alfred University in Alfred, New York. I guess it's close enough to Canada for this course to make sense. This course delves into the history, production, and cultural significance of maple syrup. I always thought that maple syrup just came from the store. I guess I was wrong. I wonder if they have a taste test portion of the course, and if they grade on how well you can tap a tree. It might even be BYOW, bring your own waffles. From the 1,880-acre campus of University of Iowa, located in Iowa City, we have course number 12, The American Vacation. This course analyzes the concept of the American vacation. A course on vacations? I've been taking those all my whole life. Finally, my experience counts for something. I bet they have a section on the best road trip snacks. And is this a vacation to Iowa or away from Iowa? From the college, Columbia, Chicago, located, surprisingly enough, in Chicago, Illinois, they offer zombies in popular media. This course uses the zombie genre to analyze social anxieties and cultural trends. Zombies? In college? I thought they were supposed to be studying brains, not eating them. I wonder if they do group projects. Offered just about everywhere, we have Adventures in Babysitting. I thought that was a book. This course provides practical training in childcare, safety, and basic first aid. Finally, a practical course. I wish they had this when my kids were little. I could have used the help. I wonder if they teach how to change a diaper. Now, if you had to design your own utterly useless course, what would it be? I'll give you a hint or something to think about. From the Needing a 10-Foot Pole department, we have from Kilgore College, located in Kilgore, Texas, a course called How to Win a Beauty Pageant. This course offers instructions in poise, public speaking, and stage presence. I guess there is a science to looking good. I would have failed that course. I bet they have a section on how to wave properly. I suspect that one sure thing that they teach is the use of bright pink lipstick. The 17th course on our list came as a surprise to me. UC Irvine is known more for their attraction to Middle-earth than Gotham City. They offer the science of superheroes. This course applies scientific principles to analyze the powers and abilities of superheroes. So, they're studying if Superman could really fly? I guess that is one way to spend your tuition money. I bet they have some fun lab experiments involving capes. And maybe they can quantify who really is better, stronger, Superman, Batman, or Spider-Man. Number 18 comes from the state of New Jersey, but it could be in the city of New Brunswick, Newark, or Camden, or any combination or all three, where Rutgers University has campuses and offer Politicizing Beyoncé. This course examines the cultural and political significance of Beyoncé's music and persona. They are using song lyrics for political study? I guess that is a new one for me. I wonder if they have a section on her dance moves. Coming in at number 19, we have Greenville, North Carolina, courtesy of East Carolina University, offering Philosophy and South Park. This course uses the satirical animated series South Park to explore philosophical concepts. I guess that is one way to teach philosophy. I am just surprised that they are allowed to show that in school. I bet they have a section on existential dread. I've never seen South Park, but from what I've seen, this is probably a class I would not take. Next up is another class that I probably would not take, and it's The Simpsons and Philosophy. It's offered by the University of California in Berkeley, or as we sometimes refer to it as UC Berkeley. This course uses The Simpsons to examine philosophical concepts. Well, if any show could teach philosophy, it is The Simpsons. That show has been on forever. I think they just signed it for the 37th season. I bet they even have a section on Homer's wisdom. That one won't take long to go through. Actually, I want to think about this one before I completely write it off. Somehow, this course offered by University of Wisconsin is probably the last place I would expect to see Elvish as she spoke offered. This course is dedicated to the study of the Elvish languages created by J.R.R. Tolkien. They're teaching Elvish? I can't even understand half of the slang words that the kids use these days. I wonder if they have a section on how to make a limbus bread. Staying in the state of Wisconsin, but moving to Appleton, we have a course called Leather and Latex, Second Skin Subcultures. This course examines the social and cultural significance of leather and latex clothing. Well, that is a very specific type of clothing to study. I guess, is it a fashion statement? I hope they have a section on how to clean those types of clothes. I'm a little afraid to find out which each section is for that course. It could be bizarre. And I really hope they don't have any field trips. And now we're down to our last three courses. And we move over to the West Coast for a course called Waste Management and the Environment offered by Santa Clara University. This course studies the complex systems of waste disposal, recycling, and environmental impact. Finally, a practical course that is useful to the world. I am glad that somebody is studying how to keep our planet clean. I bet they have a field trip to the landfill. It actually makes sense to have the course up there because that area does have a lot of recycling activity going on. And I can tell you now, looking at the financial reports from those companies, it's very profitable and not a bad business to get into as long as you're not on the street. All right, this next one sounds like a total joke, but hear me out. Give it a chance. And coming in at number 24 is a course that everyone casually thinks about almost every day. It's called Thinking About Toilet Paper. And because it is so ubiquitous, it is offered all over the country. While often a joke, this course could explore resource management, consumerism, and the history of everyday objects. Well, that is a course that everyone can relate to. I wonder what the final exam is like, and I hope I don't find out. And finally, we have a course that may be the most popular PE course offered in almost every school, bowling. I remember attending Cal State Fullerton many years ago and going down to the bowling alley to sit, snicker, and relax between classes. And most of those alleys also have beer licenses. I never partook, but I know many students that did. This course teaches the fundamentals of bowling as well as its history and rules. I guess that is a good way to get some exercise. I wonder if they offer a beer and pizza portion of the course. You know, that was one thing I did do is eat some of the pizza there, and it was bowling alley pizza. All right, that's it for the podcast portion. Now we go to the interview portion. What was your favorite course, Lily?
Definitely the bowling.
Bowling? That seems pretty safe. Trent, you're closest to going to college. Which course attracted your attention?
It would have to be between philosophy of Star Trek and Lady Gaga and the sociology of fame.
You're not into toilet paper?
I mean, that one was also a good one because all three of those can be kind of thought about outside of the classroom. Like waste management, yeah, that's probably something that is incredibly valuable even outside of the classroom.
It sounds to me like you're starting to catch on to the point of these classes are, and that is to find a catchy way to get people in to discuss issues and using popular icons, i.e. Lady Gaga, The Simpsons, to kick off some discussions and study topics. Roz, did you hear any that makes you want to go to that particular school?
The history of surfing.
The history of surfing? Why?
I don't know.
You just want to see a surfer dude?
Yeah. Washboard abs.
Okay. Anybody have any differences or ideas? You think what's weird?
How they have all these different courses.
It makes me think less of them because it's like, why do you have such silly classes if it's a real, like, good college?
Well, but they're trying to, it's almost like clickbait.
Okay, but why would you want to learn tree climbing?
I don't know. Maybe it's so they can protest. That's what they do up there in Berserkly.
It could be literally just to get a credit.
Like underwater basket weaving, if they gave you credit for it.
Yeah.
Do you think that having a different title makes the class sound more interesting?
Yes.
Okay. So I think that's what's happening here. Does it make you want to go to one of these classes more when it has a flashy title like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To be honest, no. Because, I mean, most people are in college just to get an education so that they can get into a career that they want. Like, you're not necessarily doing it to take fun classes. You're usually doing it just to take what you need to take and get out of there. But
if you had to take one of these courses, which one would you take and why?
The philosophy of Star Trek, because that is actually in a lot of debate, philosophical side of Star Trek and what it really means. So it would be interesting to take a class on that.
Is it more interesting to take the class because of those side topics like the philosophy of it or the moral dilemmas, or because it might be a chance to learn Klingon?
Because of the moral implications of certain things in the show.
Your turn, Penny. What class would you like to take and why?
I would like to take the art of walking because everywhere I go, I'm constantly falling over things.
What do you think would be in a class like that?
No furniture.
I feel like I would take either the history of surfing because I think it's really cool to learn about like how surfing came to be, or I would take bowling because then I could get into like a big professional thingy and then I could win the Super Bowl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, I can see what the first lesson has to be. If you were going to create your own college course, what would you call it and what would it be about?
Trying to function as a left-handed person because like, hear me out.
Cognitive disability.
Oh, I'm interested in this one because I'm left-handed.
Okay.
I know what the problems are.
If you open a refrigerator with one door handle, you're going to bang yourself in the head with the refrigerator because it's going to open on and it's going to hit you in the head.
You need to take Penny's class about maneuvering around the frame. Yeah.
Or like if you're writing and then it smears the thing that you're writing, like the pen or like the ink or like the lead.
Left-handed pens.
Okay, Lily, I think that's valid. But believe it or not, there have been college courses that touch on the experience of being left-handed in a right-handed world. These are usually offered in interdisciplinary departments like psychology, sociology, or even cultural studies. They're often framed more broadly like left-handedness, history, biology, and identity. This kind of course might explore neurological differences, myths, and stigmas around left-handedness, and how tools, writing systems, and social norms are designed with right-handed people in mind. Or the next class, Handedness and Brain Lateralization, a psychology or neuroscience course that could dive into how handedness is linked to brain development, cognitive differences, and learning styles. And another one, Marginalized Identities and Cultural Norms. Occasionally, left-handedness is used as a metaphor or case study in courses about social norms and othering, highlighting how something seemingly small affects daily life in unseen ways. Some colleges even run quirky one-credit seminars or Jan term, meaning January term, classes on niche topics, something like this: Surviving in a Right-Handed World, a Left-Hander's Guide to Tools, Writing, and Microaggressions. Microaggressions? Seriously? I guess. Let's move on from college to one of my favorite topics, my family. 3 of my grandchildren have been here visiting for about 4 or 5 days for the spring break, and we've done some fun things. And it doesn't hurt that we have some of the best weather in the country and a large, heated swimming pool. Yesterday, while we were visiting, I got a phone call from Blake, and Trenton got to observe what it's like to be with Grandpa's him, and he wanted to share this story.
So yesterday, Blake called Grandpa and goes, "Grandpa, so you're him, right? Well, I just dropped my tablet and won't turn on. What do I do?" Like, how you get that thing is totaled.
So what did Blake do? He reached out to Grandpa as him, and we worked together on a little bit of troubleshooting. I gave him some tips on how to power it off. The battery was at 80% when it broke, so I told him to make sure that he runs the battery all the way down to make sure this powered off, power it back on after charging it for a while, and that the problem could be either the battery was dead, the battery shorted, something broke inside, or even it could be something as simple as a screen is broken. But because of the age of the tablet, it probably was not going to be repaired. And to wrap it up this week, on to another of my favorite topics, dinner. For dinner one night, we went out to Ruby's to have hamburgers. I placed an order for onion rings for everyone to share, and the kids thought that they were pretty tasty. And then, because Grandpa is him, I shared with them a new sauce. I took some barbecue sauce and a little bit of ranch dressing, mixed it together to get a nice rich pink color, and we took turns dipping our onion rings in it. They decided that this was the best sauce ever. They have decided that they love Grandpa's sauces because Grandpa is him. Hey, thanks for listening. So what did we learn? College is strange, uselessness is relative, and I still want to know how to pass advanced puppet mastery.